If Guy Fieri was a sneaker, this would be it. You wear these, it'll take you straight to Flavor Town, which is somewhere in between Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and the Twin Cities, or so we think. What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another sneaker unboxing here on the Sneaker News YouTube page. Today we have a very, very old pair of shoes, and by old I mean after the 2000s. Before we get into revealing what's inside this box, we'd like to ask you a very quick favor and hit the subscribe button right under my very pale finger over there. It should take you no more than a split second, and we promise you great fortune in the future. So let's begin. Today we are unboxing one of the craziest and probably the most ugliest sneakers Nike has ever made. They're so ugly that they're actually kind of good looking. Kind of like that one girl you wish you didn't meet in that college party, or like a pug. You know, those things that are just really ugly that they're actually start looking nice. This is definitely one of them. And today, the shoe that we are looking at, it's called the Nike Zoom Streak Spectrum Plus. Let's go. Now look at that. If Guy Fieri was a sneaker, this would be it. You wear these, it'll take you straight to Flavor Town. So this is the Nike Zoom Streak Spectrum Plus. We'll just call these the Spectrums because that word is really hard to say 5 times. As you know, this shoe is kind of back in the sneaker headlines because of an upcoming collaboration with Supreme. But before that drops, we wanted to take the time to show you this very, very eccentric pair of Nike running shoes that came out in the late 2002, early 2003 era. Again, these are a performance running shoe. It was part of the Bowerman series. And for those of you who don't really remember, the Bowerman series is just kind of like a marketing thing that Nike did to build all their performance running shoes. The Spectrum itself is a long running series. And this again dropped in 2002, early 2003. And just to quickly show you the specs of the shoe, first off, it is extremely lightweight. We don't know what the new version is going to be like, but seriously, this is almost like Flyknit Racer light. Super thin midsole with the Zoom Air cushioning, but we know you can't really take your eyes off the flame details on the toe and the upper. There's a mesh body with a very light synthetic overlay. Again, you have these little perforations at the forefoot that look really nice. Perforations even at the toe. And on the tongue and the heel, there's a Chinese character, which loosely translates into the word fight. And in terms of sports, it just means to be determined and fight on, things of that nature. On this side, again, you have the same flame details on the mesh upper. So the top view, you have, again, the flame graphics. The tongue, definitely one of the funkier tongue logos we've ever seen. You have the swoosh, and you have, again, the Chinese character. There's definitely some sort of international aspect to these shoes for sure, obviously. And of course, we'll show you the bottom sole. You have a really lightweight rubber at the forefoot. You can see these really deep grooves right here, the forefoot and one at the heel, and that's kind of where like the foot naturally flexes. And you have a harder plate that's right at the midfoot. So performance-wise, you know, Nike definitely had the right formula with these shoes. I don't know if I would go running in these because these are about 15 years old and I don't really know how they'll hold up. Another interesting detail is that the laces kind of have this, you know, shiny metallic interweb. We have this shoe because, well, I personally have these in my collection. I bought these over 10 years ago at some mom and pop shop for maybe like $40 or something like that. And it's just one of those shoes that are so ugly that they actually start to look nice, sort of. I don't know, it's just one shoe that I just couldn't really forget, you know, especially because of this guy. You have the Bowerman series logo on the insole. As you know, Bill Bowerman and Phil Knight founded Nike in 1964. It was actually known as Blue Ribbon Sports. And in 1971, it officially became Nike. Another interesting detail is that there's kind of like a synthetic leather lining, but it doesn't go all the way to the bottom. It's literally just at the ankle. I had this in my collection in my storage unit, and you know, once we found out that Supreme was doing a collaboration on these, I just had to bring them out. Wanted to make sure all you guys saw it. And now to touch on the Supreme collaboration, you know, we've already seen some photos, and what we've noticed is that Supreme really didn't do much to the shoe. So we wanted to kind of make sure that all of you guys knew that this was an existing Nike shoe before Supreme kind of added all the craziness to it. All Supreme really did was add Supreme logos on the tongue as well as the heel. And you know, this unique kind of over-the-top flame detailing is something that Supreme would do, but Nike actually did it first. Shout out to Ray J. Honestly, when Supreme collaborates with Nike, we kind of expect something crazy. You know, you saw the NBA stuff. You know, they do go over the top, but the fact that they're just merely re-releasing the shoe with Supreme logos is kind of lazy. You know, you kind of come to expect more from them, but the fact that they're just bringing back the shoe is reason enough for us to get excited. Again, this is an OG pair, not the Supreme pair, which is set to drop on June 14th and of course June 16th in Japan. It looks pretty crazy. I mean, I remember every time I look at these shoes, sometimes I just shake my head and like, why do I have these? But I'm kind of glad I still have them. But that's pretty much it. This is a Nike Zoom Streak Spectrum Plus, dropped in late 2002, early 2003. This is the OG box right here. Supreme's gonna come out with their version, which is almost the same thing as this. Thanks for watching. If there's anything more specific you want to see with this shoe, make sure you leave a comment below. If you're cool with this, hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Bye.